Welcome to this video. This is not going to be a video where you will learn anything about coding or any kind of educational video, you could say. This video is more about the channel, about Academind and about us, because the development we had in the last years is simply amazing. And I thought it would be the right time to share some thoughts about Academind that we have with you, and also share something about the story behind Academind, how this evolved, how this became what it is today. So if you want to learn more about React, Angular, or anything like that, that's probably not the right video for you. But if you want to find out more about the background, the reason why this channel exists, then this might be interesting. So I could talk about the sheer numbers that we have right now when I talk about the channel. I could talk about these more than 200,000 subscribers. I could talk about more than 15 million views, I think. And I could talk about almost 500 videos released on the channel. But these are all numbers you might know already. And these are all numbers that just show the amazing status we have. But if I think back 3 years from now, almost 3 years from now, the numbers were quite different and the expectations also were different. Because back then, Max was working as a freelance web developer. I was working in a consultancy still, so nothing to do with web development from a professional side. I just did it as a hobby. And yeah, Max did his freelance stuff and it was working quite well. And then we talked. We are friends for almost 10 years now. We met at university back in 2008. And then he told me, yeah, this freelance thing is nice, but I would like to start a YouTube channel. I would like to do courses, online tutorials about web development, about programming. And this sounded cool. Yeah, that's what you would say. Yeah, cool, do it. But to be honest, this is a quite big step, right? Because this means that you leave your well-known territory and you suddenly start buying a camera, a microphone, and then recording yourself. And it doesn't start that fancy normally because you don't have any kind of recording studio. I wouldn't say that we have a recording studio today, by the way. You will see it, but we at least have some rooms where we can do our recordings now. But back then, this simply meant that Max bought a camera, a microphone, and then, well, basically put all this stuff into his sleeping room. So this was not very fancy, actually. But the cool thing was that he did it, and as he worked quite a lot with Angular, the channel started generating views quite fast, actually. And by saying generating views quite fast, this sounds quite big already. But if you look at the 1,000 subscribers thank you video, you can find it on the channel. Maybe I will add a link. We'll see if I forget it or not. Then you can see that big was something different back then. Because getting 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 people liking what you're doing simply was awesome for him. And you can imagine what this means. Because these people, just like you doing videos, well, back then, in your sleeping room. And this was all the starting point of this channel. It was named Mindspace back then. Some of you might still know it. And after some months, Max talked to me again and asked me if I wanted to join. As I said, I got a regular job. I knew about web development, but more from a hobby perspective. And yeah, we talked and then we said, okay, let's do it. It took quite a while because you had to quit your current job and stuff like that. You had to prepare some things. I also had to kind of prepare my recording studio. An image of this one might be right here. Let's see if we find one. And then at the beginning of 2017, we started working together. Still, Max was creating the majority of the content you can see. That's still what it is today. But I also have some videos, I did some courses, and we did, for example, a course together. And I also do all that background stuff, for example, helping with the video cutting. We talk about strategic things, what will be the next content. So all these things. And then it suddenly kind of exploded, you could say, because I think when I joined, we were like at 30,000 subscribers, which was quite awesome. But then this whole thing got bigger and bigger. I think this was the normal process. More videos came, more content came. And yeah, today we are at these numbers I mentioned at the beginning. And it's just amazing to see how something that was just Max's idea in the end, something, hey, I could do video, became what it is today. And we have no idea where this will be in half a year, in 1 year, or 2 years from now. But the cool thing basically is that we got this now, and this is just something brilliant. So I wanted to share this with you, because if one person starts this and then 2 friends continue this, and then you get something like that, that's just brilliant. And Yeah, that's our story in, I hope, not too many words. But as I said, I also want to show you where we are recording now, because what you don't know is that we moved to our first office at the beginning of 2018, so almost a year ago now. And actually, we are not big fans of sharing these kind of semi-private things with you. But due to the awesome support we get, and by the way, talking about support, this also means support in the comments and in the feedback we get. Because especially on YouTube, you have lots of haters normally. If you watch other YouTube channels which have more like entertainment content, you see that these people, well, the comments are not really always the nicest place to be, let's say it like that. But for our videos, for our courses also, the majority of the feedback is really good. We get some kind of helpful feedback about things we could improve. And yeah, this whole support thing I just talked about is basically what led us to decide that, hey, let's show you a little bit more about our daily life, about what we're doing, and about where we are working and where we are recording the videos. So right here, I'm sitting in our video recording room because we do two different kinds of videos, you could say. We have videos with our faces in it. So on YouTube, all the videos have our faces because, well, YouTube is kind of personal, right? So we thought it's better if you see us. And for the courses, we also have videos where our faces are not in the video. And after a cut you probably didn't see because the battery of the camera was kind of low, well, it's now time to have a look at these two rooms and at our office where we are basically working all day. So let me quickly grab that camera, and I will do this with such a nice little vlog style effect, maybe like this. And now we are back. Awesome, right? I'm not the best vlogging guy, obviously. So that's basically the recording room, as I said. As you can see, we have this big green screen right here, which is now standing here all the time, so we don't have to put it away and put it back there again every day, which is quite nice because we had to do this in our flats at the beginning. And I talked about the equipment already in another video on the channel, so if you want to find out more about the microphone we're using, for example, then make sure to check out this video. And the most beautiful thing in this room are these noise cancelling plates that we installed. And as you can see, we tried our best, but that's not our main job, I would say. So we are not the best people when it comes to doing things like that. But they are quite nice still, although it looks kind of ugly, because they help us to improve the audio quality, which is kind of important, as I think. So this is kind of the first recording room. Let's now go to the second recording room, which doesn't have this green screen behind me, for example. Let's have a look. And here we are. This is now our second recording room. As you can see, the noise cancelling plates are kind of better installed right here. We don't know why. We did it the same way as in the other room. As you can see, also in trouble right here, but basically it looks fine. And as you can see, this room is a bit more convenient, I would say, because we don't have this green screen here and all these lights, and yeah, it's a nicer atmosphere. But basically, that is the second recording room. It's also smaller, which isn't a big issue. And as you can see from here, it's quite nice. We have some water there. We are not sponsored, by the way, by Volvic. We just like to drink it. And yeah, that's actually the second recording room. And with that, you heard a lot about the company and where we are working. But you only saw our recording rooms. But as you can imagine, we are not only recording the videos, we also have to prepare them and do some other stuff. So let's have a look at our main office room, as I would call it now. And here we are now in our, well, main office. And as you can see, somebody is hard at work, or at least he pretends to do so.
I am really working. I'm working on the next course, on a Node.js course. And I was actually recording that whilst Manuel was recording in the other room, which is why it's great that we have more than one room. And yeah, this is where we work if we don't record videos. So here we do all the post-production, we cut the videos. This is what I'm doing right now. We got a separate cutting PC, which is a bit more powerful. Then for all the coding, I got my MacBook with this awesome construction, which I showed on Twitter before, because turns out that the new MacBooks are awesome. They're really great keyboards. Apple did a great job there. This is why I had to buy an external one. It doesn't work otherwise, because if some debris gets in the keyboard, it breaks. And yeah, so this is where we do all the organizational stuff in post-production, I guess.
I just moved the camera away from your face. So you can see we have a calendar and we have a whiteboard, which we Well, it's white. I don't know why. Maybe there was some stuff on it, but we decided to kind of clean it. And here you can see printer, and here you can see, this is pretty awesome, by the way, here you can see our YouTube 100,000 subscribers. You cannot see it, but now you can see it. With that, we're almost done with the video, but I just heard that Max wants to say something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what Manuel already told you. So we had an awesome journey behind us. Where we are right now is awesome, and we're there thanks to you. And we're really happy to, of course, continue that journey. And I'm super excited to see where this channel will be in a couple of months and years. And we get a lot of fun doing that, so we will continue doing that. And it's awesome to have you all on board.
So that was our vlog this year. Was it a vlog? It wasn't a vlog. Sometimes we try to do these things, but we won't do it all the time. No worries, We will stick to the actual content. Still, maybe you liked it. Now you see how we work and how we record all the content.
Yeah, we felt like some behind the scenes stuff might be interesting to you too. And obviously, as I said, we'll continue with the tutorials.
Yeah, so that's it then, and bye.
Bye.